TOS series, Season 1, Duelist Kingdom. Splendid. I don't think last video I explained the whole concept of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, this actually is based off a card game that's meant to be played by children, but basically the story goes into a little deeper detail. Well, I mean, first episode of every anime. Did I just get off topic? I have a weird habit of doing that, but like I said, the story of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is around a boy named Yugi Moto and his adventures with his friend Pharaoh and his actual friends in the real world. That consists of Taya, Joey, and Tristan. Later on, it will be like Duke and I keep forgetting the other guys' names, but it'll come back to me. Basically, Yugi Moto assembled his puzzle together, and with it, he summons the power of this guy named Yami, or later on in this series, he'll be called well, I can't really say his real name until the end, so we'll just call him Yami for now. And together, Yugi and Yami and the other characters duel against main villains or just normal duels. So let's get on with Season 1. Duelist Kingdom. My thoughts on Duelist Kingdom. I admit the first few episodes of this was kind of boring at first. At first when I heard of this, I'm like, cards, playing a card game. Sounds boring. But then once it gets more like better, with the what you call it, I guess holograms, it's good. Now, the first episode only deals with meeting the main characters such as Yugi and friends, and also the rival of the series, which is Seto Kaiba. And what happens in the first episode is Kaiba takes down Yugi Grandpa in a duel, and Yami decides to challenge him to a duel, and after beating him with Exodia, he mind crushed him. So now I'm really confused. Well, not to be thrown off topic, but then the next part is really strange. A weird man named Maximilian. Oh, I didn't know there was a J in his name. I always like to look up people's names real quick. Maximilian Pegasus decides that he's holding this tournament at his lovely estate, which is on an island. Now, but what dragged Yugi and his friends to come along was this man Pegasus steals Grandpa's soul, Yugi's grandpa's soul, with his Millennium item. And his Millennium item, I believe, is the Millennium Eye, which can see into the future. But sad things come in this show as multiple times. A fateful episode that I would remember for a complete good reason, was the episode where Yugi lost the strongest card in his deck, Exodia, to no, well, he didn't lose it to Weevil. Weevil chucked it over the boat, and Joey tried to save it. It's a good thing. So now Weevil's all like, now he can't beat me without Exodia. But as the main plot of this whole show of the whole series, you have to believe in your deck and you'll win. Majority of times. Like I said. But anyways, Yugi is able to get his revenge when he duels Weevil in Duelist Kingdom, which is good. But not that. In every Yu-Gi-Oh episode, the duels will kind of take a few episodes, probably a maximum 2 or 3 episodes, and it ends with Yugi defeating Weevil's giant moth. I'm just take a note from the Bridge series reference. Take out his cheap Mothra imitation. Then Joey happens to come to a cold. We meet another character, which is My Valentine. My Valentine, really, in the beginning, she actually pretends that she has ESP, which is psychic powers, and she spray perfume all over her cards to get people aroused, something. But Joey was able to win. That was Joey's first duel in the game against another character. Then we got another guy, Mako Tsunami, who, well, his guess. Okay, the thing is, the sea killed his father, and now he's dedicated to it. So, I I really have no idea what's wrong. But back on the other side, not of the island, but the other side of the world, Pegasus, Kaiba's men decide to turn on him. They're getting ready to transfer his company Kaiba Corp to Pegasus. But Mokuba decides to go to the island and duel Yugi. But that's not really a good idea. You never duel a main character, and well, the duel never even concluded because Mokuba tried to steal Yugi's star chips, or Yami, either one. Not only this, then like another weird thing happens. Oh, how will I put this? Then Kaiba comes back, so we think, but then it's like some weird guy. But then later on we meet Bakura, another main character that will play a bigger role in the series. He'll kind of play a bigger role later on. Sorry, I'm just. Then there's a two-parter episode. There are 3 parts and 2-parted episodes where it features Joey fighting Bonds. I guess that's zombie monsters, and Yugi and Joey's duel against the Paradox Brothers, which was pretty cool. I like that. Then the saddest episode, the one episode that made me lose all respect for Yugi, somewhat, in the beginning, was when he dueled Kaiba yet again, and he had to surrender, and he just starts crying. He's all like, he lost a card game, so what? Big whoop. Anyways, as the duels go on, characters are getting more main characters are getting souls are being taken away. Kaiba's get taken away next, along with Mokuba, and that's it. There's 3 of them: Kaiba, Grandpa, and Mokuba. Now, which is pretty sad. I mean, the final fight, I got 2 memorable fights actually. The best friend duel of duelists, which was Yugi versus Joey. That's like the best one ever. Best episode in my opinion, because these guys are friends, and Joey's gonna win the prize money for his sister, and Yugi has to save his grandpa. So the money doesn't really matter to him. All what matters was the final fight with Pegasus, which is a good 5-parter, which is good. But Yugi was able to persevere by switching bodies with Yami like multiple times during like each turn, leaving Pegasus no clue what to do. But then Yugi starts to like die out on us, and he was eventually saved by friends and ends the duel in a rather odd way because I mean Pegasus lost. Not only that, but Korra steals his eye, the Millennium Eye. In other words, Bakura is gonna really play another role. Then there's oh my, there's more. Actually, there are more, which is pretty cool. There's the Wrath of Rebecca, which is funny because it's like a little case of not mistaken identity, but like mistaken problems. Then we got the Big Five's Trapped, which is like they trap the characters in a video game, and my favorite, Dungeon Dice Monsters. I mean, it's a good idea. Dungeon Dice Monsters featuring Duke Devlin, who will be a main character later. Or not, he'll be a reoccurring character. That's who he is, a reoccurring character, Duke Devlin. But the main characters, I would guess, will be. You got Yugi, Bakura, Joey, Seto Kaiba. There's like a lot of them that will play a major part in the series. But my final thoughts on it: season 1 was good. I loved a bunch of episodes. That gives it my high rating because it's beast. It's beast. Season 1 was beast. A lot more seasons will be beast, especially a favorite of mine because it reminds me of other stuff. But that's another story for another time. This is me, Knight Rider 7602, signing off, and I am getting ready to go watch some television. I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you and good night.